What is up, YouTube? I am doing another collection tour video. My last one was about a year ago, and let's just see how things change. As most people know who collect, you're constantly changing your collection room, probably sometimes monthly, weekly, daily. So a lot of this may be repeated stuff that was in the video last time, and a lot of it's probably new. So I'm just going to do the whole thing again. Some things that I know that were in the last video, I might just skim over. I'll try to remember what I added. So we're starting in my back wall, the door shut, the Call Upon Yoda Pepsi advertisement that I stole from Stop and Shop. Stole, you know, it's probably going to go in the garbage. Here are some Mattel Elites that I've kept in the box. The Regal is a double. I have two Regals because he's one of my favorite wrestlers. The Hornswoggle was actually meant for a signing that I never went to, and he's just too valuable to open, so I just kept him in the box. Maybe one day I'll meet Hornswoggle and he can sign that. This one kind of stands out because I really actually can't stand China, sorry. But I love that I came off Rocco the Puppet, which was the Road Warriors like mascot for like a month. I just love the randomness of it, so I had to get that. Here's a very cool Jake the Snake Roberts of two snakes, including the albino snake, Revelations. The Shark. And here's Cody Rhodes of the Bag. I also have some Darby Allin and Wendy Richter. The Darby Allin is kind of for sale. If you want it, let me know. Another thing I did add was Gizmo. I did not have him last year, and he has to be here because he will freak out if I lock him out of the collection room. So, is the Ultimate Warrior from his basically last day he was alive. Kind of a weird figure. Tim Duncan, my favorite non-wrestling athlete of all time. Retro Fresh Hacksaw. This stuff for the most part I've had. Austin Powers, yada yada yada. But anyway, yeah, if you hear barking or anything, that's just Gizmo. He's going to be here with the tour. I love Shrunken Heads. I don't know why. I probably mentioned this last time, but in case I didn't, I love Shrunken Heads. This is really cool. This came from Halloween City in New York City, Manhattan, which I believe is now closed. Really depressing because it's a really cool store. These are wood VHS paintings by VHS Girl on Instagram. Check her out. Here we go. There's a Boglin kind of picture you can move. The Worm from Labyrinth. The Melted Stripe Gremlin, which I definitely didn't have last year. And Galwin, one of my prized possessions. He is not a prop, but he is molded from the original prop. So just as good, probably a little better because the prop part doesn't look that great. And of course, Chucky. I have a lot of Chucky stuff. That is my life-size Good Guy doll. And here's the Elusive Studios Jabba the Hutt. I probably told the story last year, but in case I didn't, this was like something that I always wanted as a kid. I would see him in Spencer's, and it's one of those things as a kid. I'll never own that. But hey, now I'm an adult with money I shouldn't be spending, so now I do have it. Here's just a pile of random stuff. Here's a My Pet Monster Boglin hybrid. Make a mole rat. These are Creatures of the Light. I really should display this guy better because he's so cool and he's kind of just jammed in there. It's kind of reminding me. It's really a shame because he actually is a really cool piece and you can't even see him other than his head. But that's the problem with a giant collection eventually, that you just shit just doesn't get displayed properly. You got to pick and choose. Maybe I'll figure something out for him, though, because he is cool. Let me start from the top. Maybe I'll go back to the bottom. That's the problem is I keep missing stuff. Hot Toys Predators, Dargo statue. My collection is... sometimes there's an order to it, and sometimes it's just wherever I can fit stuff. These are all the Sideshow James Bond. There's more, but again, you can't see everything because they're being blocked. The Daniel Craig is a custom. Annabelle, the head of the family figure. I forgot his name. I'm gonna remember it when I'm done filming. I'm gonna be pissed. And Chucky. Here's my prized, in my opinion, one of my favorite things, my 1/6 scale collection, along with some NECA guys that kind of fit in. Howard the Duck statue, which I've covered many times, but in case this is the first time you're watching it, he is from a custom shop in Italy, and that's another thing I'm forgetting. I'll get back to that if anyone's interested in buying one. This is, Eric Draven, Clock Orange, some Mogwais. This is kind of a Quentin Tarantino area. Django Unchained, one of my favorite modern movies. Inglourious Bastards, one of my favorite modern movies. And Reservoir Dogs. Those are probably my three favorite Tarantino movies. I kind of want the Hateful Eight figures, but they're kind of expensive now. There's some Walking Dead, Negan, and there's a custom Abraham, Governor, Merle, Royce, and from Predator. There's Tony Montana in the back. This is definitely a new addition. The Mandalorian, my Hot Toys, along with Grogu, not Baby Yoda. I will also accept the child. The dude, George Lucas, my first ever Hot Toys figure. That George Lucas is a Hot Toys. Hot Toys originally started out as like a weird bootleg company, and they would make just random unlicensed shit like that. Here's a little random area. Wolverine, Blackula, and the Toxic Avenger by Screwy Louie. And that noise you're hearing in the background is indeed Gizmo, just fucking my video up, which I knew he would. It's all good though. These are made by Love in a Sandwich, the Sloth and the Pumpkin Man, all the other little guys. She's really cool. The Sour Boy, he is a one of one. He was bought from a custom art show. My awesome girlfriend bought him for me, and he's a one of one. There's George Liquor in the background. He's another piece that, he deserves better. Here's a really, really, really cool area. There's some Xenomorphs. Probably just skip by them. This, in my opinion, is some of the coolest. The clown is falling. Let me see if I can get a better footer. Here is it's kind of like the 1 of 1 scale horror guys. Puppet Master. There's the original NECA Gremlin with Gizmo and Stripe, Mogwai. The Catter Puppy, made by Nightmare Reality Studio. A Critter, made by some guy, I don't remember who. The Wall Troll and the Gate Minion, also made by Nightmare Reality Studio. Baby Selwyn, I love this thing. And it's made by the same people who make the Howard the Duck statue, which I'm going to try to remember the name by the end of the video. No promises. This critter is awesome. No offense to the other one. I like this one better. An artist in Mexico makes him. I got him from the Gnarly Toy Box. And he is falling. I probably should have checked all this stuff before I started filming. But the Cat Ghoulie. Who doesn't love the Cat Ghoulie? Since I'm already down here, let's look at this stuff. 1/6 scale Star Wars with Groot. The C-3PO is actually Hasbro, but he fits in enough. Here's some Hot Toys Star Wars. I love that Chewbacca. I had to get two. And if they make another Chewbacca, I'm probably going to get it. Because I just love the style, the furry body, and the articulation under there. Seamless. Here's a bunch of crap in front of the Sideshow Jabba, the original Jabba. Jabba the Hutt's like my favorite Star Wars character, or at the very least my favorite Star Wars character to collect. This is really cool. This is a Daffy original Gremlins 2 plush that Gizmo really likes, unfortunately. And he turns into the Mogwai Daffy. Trick or Treat Studios Stripe life-size puppet. So cool. And here's some more 1 scales. You will see stuff in the background. It's mostly like just like old Hasbro stuff or stuff that's not that great. So the best stuff is up front. And unfortunately, I just don't have the means to display everything properly because I got a lot of shit. If anyone wants to come over and help me rearrange this collection so everything can be seen, that'd be cool. Michael Jackson Thriller, Shaun of the Dead. Art figures, that's the company. Punisher, Thomas Jane, my favorite rendition of the Punisher. I'm not a comic book reader, so I know a lot of people don't like the Thomas Jane Punisher because he's not, whatever, accurate or whatever, but I don't really give a shit. I love Thomas Jane, and I love his portrayal of the Punisher. Old Man Logan from the Logan movie, one of the best Marvel movies ever. There's Highlander, Duncan, Connor, the Kurgan, my favorite, one of my favorite movies of all time. Count Dooku, that's a Hasbro Django, Hasbro Anakin. The Yoda on the chair is Hasbro. This is a Metacom Yoda, which actually is really good. More prequel guys. Qui-Gon Jinn, Kit Fisto. Oh, there's Hitler in the background. And Kylo Ren, my only Hot Toys figure of the new movies. I kind of wanted Rey at one point, but I'm kind of over it. Probably not ever going to get her unless I get some amazing deal. Second shelf. Evil Ash, Forrest Gump, some Star Trek. There's some Easter eggs in the background, like those old wrestling. These are definitely new. The Bill and Ted by Blitzway. These things are awesome. Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, the best Indiana Jones movie. Find me. Cameron Poe from Con Air. This is one of my recent editions. Isn't this so fucking cool? I love Nick Cage. And here's some Planet of the Apes, one of my greatest movies of all time. Little Penny, because why the fuck not? There's the Carl Urban Judge Dredd. Some Terminators. I said it last time, I'll say it again. Terminator 1 is better than Terminator 2. Kick-Ass. And Ape Sapien and Hellboy. I do have Cronin. But he's got where he is. He's somewhere around here. You think he would be right the other Hellboy stuff, right? There's Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones mystery minis. I don't know. Does anyone really care about mystery minis? But this Lurtz is actually a custom. Asmos makes these guys, the Krishnak, Gothmog, and Saruman. The Witch King, Eowyn, these hobbits. I love Lord of the Rings. Asmos is doing a great job. They're making so much cool stuff that I don't have. And I kind of want it, but it's like money, space, where do I draw the line? So I want them to make a Smeagol, a Gollum. If they make that, I am definitely in. I had to pass on so many things they're making, unfortunately. I try to limit myself to a degree. Riddick, I don't know if a lot of people know this figure exists, but he's really cool. Some Expendables stuff. Judge Dredd, Stallone edition. Sloth there. And this is a little bit of a Sylvester Stallone area of Pirates of the Caribbean in the background. This Rambo figure is awesome by 3-0. Highly recommend that. The rest are Hot Toys. There's Mystery Minis. This is a little bit of my horror shelf along with Walking Dead Mystery Minis. Here's the Freddy Kruegers. I have every killer from the Friday the 13th series in 1/6 scale other than the remake and the 5th one. Jason Takes Manhattan, which I definitely didn't have last time. He's a custom. During my move, I lost the box that comes with Pinhead, which kind of really sucks. But whatever, he's still cool. 2 Hannibals. The prison outfit of Hannibal and the straitjacket. Here's Jack Torrance, Jigsaw, Pennywise. Oh, and there's Cronin and Albert Einstein and the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The White Killer Clown collection is complete without some cotton candy. Here are the Hot Toys Predators. These were all the rage maybe 10 years ago, if not more. And I spent more money on these than I want to admit on the secondary market, along with Gremlins. So it's like Predators and Gremlins. The NECA Greta, which is really, really cool. The light is having a little bit of a unfortunate effect here. And, of course, the spider and bat gremlin. The spider gremlin is just awesome. I think I may have missed this stuff on top. In fact, I know I did. So here's some of this new Mego stuff, along with Figures Art Company's Married with Children, the Bud Bundy. Medicom Mego didn't make Bud, so I had to get my own Bud. And here's the god-awful Mego Al Bundy, which looks nothing like him. But don't worry, I got the Figures Art, the Figures Toy Company, Al Bundy. Here's my McFarlane Walking Dead. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. This Dale is actually signed. And I just about have one of every human character. Except for I never got, there was, I don't have, what's her name? The blonde, freaking Andrea. Because Andrea sucks. Also, I kind of ran out of room. And I know there's a Negan. I don't have Negan. Demolition Man vintage figure. Hey, Mr. Pink. I love Reservoir Dogs, and I love Steve Buscemi. This is a new piece. Brain Dead, a.k.a. Dead Alive, by Distinctive Dummies, the same guy who made the Pennywise. Colonel Stars and Stripes. I love this character. Especially, I read the comics, but I actually liked the Jim Carrey version better. And here's Armored Kick-Ass and Vampire. I mostly have him for nostalgia. I remember when I got this figure, when it was like new, I thought it was like the coolest figure like in the world. So I'm just fixing shit. That's the weird delay here. Okay. This is like a weird, what do you want to call it, latex Yoda that I got at a flea market. He was like $8, and he's pretty big. Who remembers Couch Potatoes? I have an old ratty one up in my cellar, not really display worthy, but this is a boxed one. The box really makes it, doesn't it? Luca from the Planet of the Apes, the new movies. He's pretty hard to find. Cello Toys, the Blue Meanie. It's like the retro Hasbro style, which a lot of us wrestling figure collectors love. And I believe that's his podcast partner. These are not original. These are the new Ghostbusters. And Super 7. They're a big thing right now. Glow in the Dark Chet. They Live. Ninja Turtles. This is cool. Vintage Water Hatcher Gremlin. The card is not in the best shape, but it's almost impossible to find this in good shape. Baby Action Spitting Boglins. This Bernie came in a Kickstarter. I love Bernie Sanders, but I believe you can get him anywhere now. Carded Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And here's my little, I'm a Spurs fan. I wouldn't say big Spurs fan because I barely watch anymore, but I'm definitely a big fan of the older Spurs teams. And I still root for them casually. Here's some weird vintage toys. Muscle Mania. Who remembers them? They're like kind of like Muscle Men, but they're rubbery and weird, and nobody remembers them. Willow, one of my favorite movies of all time. Squishy Freddy. There's some Dinosaurs figures, along with the Dinosaurs family, which is a bootleg figure. Mashems, Zen, Intergalactic Ninja. I have like a really fond memories of buying those at Toys R Us as a kid, so that's why I wanted just Zen just to represent that line. And here is my Boglin collection. A lot of people know me as a Boglin collector. This video obviously is showing that I have a lot more than that. Oh look, there's Gizmo fucking shit up. These two were two holy grails, depending on how you want to look at it. This is a bootleg Boglin from Argentina. Some people don't like bootlegs. I love bootleg toys. Sorry, not sorry. He even has the original box. This is extremely rare. If you want to consider it a Boglin or not, that's debatable. What is not debatable is that he is a very rare item. And the box is rarer than rare. I wouldn't sell this guy for I don't even know. Don't bother making me an offer. The answer is no. Unless I can pay my house off, the answer is no. Vintage Wart. This is a holy grail of Boglin collectors. He's the last Wart sold as of right now, May 2021, for $2,000. I kid you not. And these are just more rare Boglins. This guy's super rare. A lot of people don't even know about him. Gunge. He's an action Boglin. He's worth a few Benjamins, as they say. And whoa, here we go. These are the new Boglins for 2021. First edition. And I do have the boxes right here, and they're with the old, I put old ones in there. And I kind of wanted these guys out and about, so people can, like, if anybody comes in here, they can see the new Boglins without me taking them out of the box. And the original Halloween ones. I've gone over my Boglins so much. If you're really interested in Boglins, I suggest just check out one of my Boglin videos. I don't know if I feel like going over every single thing here. Most of these things are pretty rare pieces. Most Boglins in general just have exploded in value. But yeah, I have a whole video dedicated to Boglins, so check those out. But I am including them just because they're part of the tour. And here's my couch that where I game, and here's some of my plush collection. Oh, and there's my Gizmo. He's actually being kind of good. This guy's underrated. I think I'm gonna take a. He's like the newer My Pet Monster, but I like him. The very rare Hans Moleman plush, my favorite Simpsons character. Shout out to my friend Jeremy Wilcox. Los Temblors. These guys are cool. They remind me of like weird animatronic guys. And of course, the OGs, the My Pet Monsters. I have two of the original. Why? Why the hell not? And here we go, my Funko Pop collection. This is another thing where I'm not going to go crazy. The Rush box set, which I absolutely love. I'm not going to go crazy with these. I've made a whole video dedicated to Funko Pops. There's tons of Funko Pop videos out there. While I have a decent collection, mine is nothing special. So I'm just going to give you a quick little view of what I got. My apologies if you're a huge Funko Pop fan. I'm just kind of dismissing them, but I've done this before. And there's not much new. I don't really buy Funko Pops anymore. See, some people, like, when they stop collecting something, they feel the need to sell everything. Like, I don't collect Funko Pops anymore. I'm going to sell my Funko Pops. I don't collect them anymore, really, but I don't really feel the need to get rid of them either. Some of these are my girlfriends, like Twin Peaks and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I will note that this Game of Thrones collection is one of each character. So it's not the whole collection, obviously, but it's one of each character. Up there, we got more Super 7. And this might be the only... Oh, God, I don't know if you can even see it, but the only figure of Crispin Glover, as Crispin Glover, Georgia McFly. Here's some 3 Jakks Classic Superstars. The only Jakks Classic Superstars I have in the package. The Goldust is signed. I kind of want to get the McFoley signed. I'll probably not get the Hogan signed because I think he charges like $100, if not more, for an autograph, so that's not happening. But getting the Foley signed would be pretty cool. Here's some random other Jakks figures. I used to have like 100 Jakks Bone Crunching Superstars in the box before I got my new house, and I either sold or opened most of them, but these are the ones that remain. Steve Blackman, Blue Blazer, Ultimate Warrior, Toy Biz WCW, Jeff Jarrett, one of my favorites. AEW figures, which I definitely didn't have last year. Here are some of the Open Jakks Bone Crunchers. Now these I've gone over, but they mean so much to me, I'm going to have to say it again. These are my Hasbro WWF figures. Now I just about have them all. I'm only missing the Mail-Aways, which I don't count because I'm never going to buy those. And Black Tights, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker with the Cloak, which The reason why I haven't bought those is because they're super expensive and they're just repaints, and I just can't justify the price for repaints. Oh, Simpsons and Futurama and South Park Kid Robot. I kind of like how these are all jammed in there. I don't know. It's kind of a cool image, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. This is pretty cool, actually. I like the way that came out. Here's some more Funko Mystery Minis. These are my Mystery Mini collection, not counting Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, because they're just too big to include. This is about everything else. This is a troll figure? Plush? I said figure. I don't remember who made him, but he's really cool. You know, they also made a Krampus. Here are these NECA plushes from back in the day. I love alligator snapping turtles, and this is a really random alligator snapping turtle puppet that I bought at a con once. It was like a weird plush booth, and I'm so glad I got it because out of curiosity, I tried to find another one, and I just can't. So, if I passed on it, I never would have had one. And here are my AEW figures on the floor. I don't know. Maybe I'll find a new spot for these. Right now, they're just kind of chilling. In a weird way, though, you do see them better on the floor because it's kind of like an overhead view where they're not blocking each other. Really cool. Here are the retro Mattel figures, and they're making them again. I don't have the new ones. And there's an empty ring right here that is being reserved for Zombie Sailor Toys' retro figure line, which are coming out. These are kind of hidden. Oh man, this is bad. That's the Steve Sisu Life Aquatic, Rushmore, Dear Found a Santa Claus. Is there another one below there? Yeah, it's the Monster Cereal one, Fruit Brute. Remember Dino Riders? I love this box. I'm such a science nerd and prehistoric animal nerd, and this box just spoke to me. Giant ground sloth and saber-toothed cat. Still in the box. Some loose Mash'ems. Also, what? A orange Gumby and a green Pokey. There's the correct colors. Here's some music stuff. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which was exclusive to Orlando, Florida, Halloween Horror Nights, I believe. Lemmy, one of my favorite musicians of all time. We got Kiss. There's Kurt Angle's debut, basically rookie figure. Since the camera's already up here, let's just keep going with it. Mego Horror, if you want to count Teen Wolf as horror. Leatherface, Pennywise, Mego. Who remembers Snailians? Okay, well, who remembers Germs? Everyone knows what Star Trek is, but do you know what a tacky Stretchoid Warrior is? And here's the Farscape wall, which has not changed pretty much at all. I'm pretty sure he's new, the Ghostbusters Vintage Ghost. He's cool. Some more random stuff. Going down. Here is one of my favorite areas in the room. Game of Thrones is my favorite show of all time. It's my favorite franchise of all time. I'm an 80s kid. I'm a 90s kid. But my favorite franchise is relatively new. Go figure. The 1/6 scale Game of Thrones collection, along with some Star Wars friends, Yoda. And we're going to get to the other one in a second. And Wicket. And Hot Toys Grogu. There's a man right there, Sean Bean, Ned Stark, which started it all for me. I mainly watched it because I'm a big Sean Bean fan, so I was like, hey, Sean Bean has a new show. Little did I know, it's not really Sean Bean's show. Ned would be gone after season 1, spoilers. But I'm sure glad that's what hooked me. It is such a great show. Distinctive Dummies, Harry. Really cool piece, along with the Bendy Harry, not too far away. Here we got some Super 7, Rob Halford and Lemmy. Love both of those guys. Custom Mac figure from Mac and Me. Carded Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Signed. Some people don't like when it's personalized. I'm likely never going to sell it, so it's all good. I want to get this Coco signed. And the green carded Yokozuna. I don't have a loose one of these guys, and just having a green carded Hasbro is just cool. You know, because they're just the rarest set. Super 7, My Pet Monster. Love My Pet Monster. T-Rex Dino Riders. This is my childhood T-Rex. I never had the Brontosaurus. And he's huge and awesome. Here's a Jurassic Park T-Rex. The Mach 5. Mad Bulls. Like Mad Roller Cycle. With Hornhead. I'm not a beer drinker, but I am a Game of Thrones fan, so I have this can here. This is from, this robot was sold, is made by this Funko Pop shop in Brooklyn, New York. What's it called? Pop Fuzz. Here is the big ugly. A silicone blobfish. This thing is so cool. This is a really lot of fun stuff in this little tiny corner here. The Rock Biter. He's a bootleg, a Mexican bootleg. Ludo, made by Little Miss Zombie in Spain. He's like a little articulated doll based on Ludo. Charles from Sleepwalkers. There's the Cheddar Goblin back there. He's hiding. He's there though. He's representing. Some Super 7 Ghoulies figure. Not Super 7. And one of my prized possessions, top 5, and I'm not exaggerating, Nightmare Reality Studios Mac and Me figure. He's about 14, 15 inches tall. Here's my Jiggler collection. Jigglers are like rubber creatures or animals. Some of these are vintage, some of these are like new, made by Zach Mendelia in San Francisco. These are all by Zach, but like the elephants and other stuff in front are actually vintage. He makes these guys. They're just cool. I always love rubber things. Lex promo bumper sticker. I love Lex. Underrated cult show. Does anyone know what a Manglore is? Well, for the one person who does, that's a Manglore. I kind of started collecting these aliens from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I kind of wanted to build an army of them. They just started getting too expensive. So I have 4. 4 is a lot, though. Chuck E. Cheese, the Noids, Cool Spot. Here is My Pet Poop. I have a card in My Pet Poop. My Pet Turd. It's My Pet Turd. I stand corrected. All right, so here's my PS4. Some stuff on top of that. But more importantly, here's a complete Battle Beast collection. Yes, every single Battle Beast. No Laser Beast, just Battle Beast. This was really fun putting these together. Some of these are from my childhood. Most of them aren't though, and I had to go out searching mostly on eBay. There's a store by me that would get them in sometimes. So again, this is the Movie Maniac shelf. This will probably, the light is terrible, but you're probably familiar with these if you're watching this video. If you're not, my bad. But this hasn't really changed much. There's Malabolgia, and there's some more Malabolgias. Puglu from Planet P. Just got this the other day. Howard the Toy by Beast Labs. Howard the Duck is my favorite movie. I don't know if I've said that. I haven't said it in this video, but it is my favorite movie. Billy Bob Rocklelly. The two-headed dragon from Willow, which I'm not going to try to remember its name. Yeah, Eberus, something like that. Abominable snow cones. I had the green guy for a while, and my girlfriend just bought me this rainbow one. There's a vintage Oozit. This cool anglerfish, and take it greasy. Some Lord of the Rings mystery minis and Lord of the Rings figures. Treebeard. The very impressive NECA Balrog. My Pet Monster vinyl by Creepy Company. There's the Trump troll, Wishnick, whatever you want to call it. Here's some NECA cloth figures. I really love these soda Funkos. Funko soda. They're really cool. This is what remains of my, 3-inch, 3.25-inch Star Wars display. Most of my modern ones are just tucked away in my shed. I just kind of lost interest in them, but some of the more cool ones I left out, and all my vintage ones are out. I have a lot of Ewoks. It's not even like I'm a huge Ewok fan, but I was like, let's just keep the Ewoks together. Why not? Here's my kind of video game shelf, but it's pretty much dominated by Street Fighter, but there's a few non-Street Fighter items in there, most notably Toe Jam and Earl. Here's another random shelf. A lot of Futurama, but here's my custom Duckman and Cornfed, Beavis and Butthead. Just some other random stuff in here. Seinfeld in the back. Some loose germs. This guy's cool. Yeah, we got more random here. These aren't Mego Star Trek. They're meant to look like them though. Diamond Select, I believe. South Park by Mezco. David the Gnome, Trolls. And Jack's Rocky. I sold a lot of these, which I regret. Stretch Screamer's Mummy. Here's some dinosaur figures and stuff like that. This is a really high-end plush woolly mammoth. Hansa or something like that. King Kong and Godzilla. They're hanging out the dinosaurs, why not? This is my only modern Jurassic Park type figure. Let's see if I can get him to stand up. Sarcosuchus, which was a crocodilian morph, I believe. Not related to crocodiles, but not quite a crocodile. A lot of these dinosaur stuff is actually from my childhood. They were in my parents' garage for decades, and now that I have a little more space, they're being displayed finally. Here's my Lord of the Rings Toy Biz Bad Guys shelf. Such a cool figure line. As far as a mass market retail figure line, they're really good. And a vintage Sucker Man. Here's some plushes. Plushies are so hard to display. Vintage Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from 1984. That is a box Stretch Armstrong. There is a Stretch Armstrong in there. He's pretty much solid though. He doesn't stretch. Rigel from Farscape. Here are my Mattel wrestling figures. The Micro Brawlers, Mystery Minis. These are the modern guys, quote unquote modern. Most of these guys I know are gone. And here are the legends, along with more Mystery Minis. Signed Ultimate Warrior comic book. Goblin from Troll 2. Hannibal Cannibal Holocaust Turtle. Starting from Torok, Gawain, the guy from Brain Damage, Caterpuppy, Leprechaun, My Pet Monster Movie Edition. These are all by Wolfman on Instagram. There's a little bit of a horror shelf, obviously. Here's a Rockbiter Boglin hybrid. Of course, why not? Guy in Scandinavia makes him. Baby Selwyn. This guy's so cool. He's made out of silicone. Here's Chet by One Eyed Girl. This is the only piece I have by her. With that said, though, I am a big fan of her work, generally speaking. She's really talented. And he is a one of one. The only one in the world who exists. Ghoulies. Clint Howard as the Ice Cream Man. A lot of Marvel Legends and other stuff here. The old Playmates Turtles. The obese kind of fast food cereal box kind of characters. Not fast food, just cereal. He does make fast food stuff too. Just random kind of Marvel Legends and He-Man, stuff like that. Now I mentioned I love Jabba the Hutt. Well, this is my Jabba the Hutt shelf. This is a custom clay Jabba. Look at that little baby Jabba. And we're going to more random shelves here. Dino Riders. Shadowbox Aliens. Hey, Steve Sisu. Guy in Italy makes him. This is my NECA Ninja Turtles shelf. These figures rule. I love Ninja Turtles as a kid. And these brought back all the nostalgia for me. They're just so cool. They're so well done. There's some loose Snailians, a complete set. And these are the movie Turtles. Tokar and Razar. Those figures are sick. Up until recently I had an extra set, but it's since been sold. And here are my good guys. Lord of the Rings shelf. Alright, so I think I covered this wall. I don't think I forgot anything. So let's move on to this. These are the Boglins that Tim Clark makes at his house by hand. They're separated from my vintage Boglins because I think the paint kind of leaks on them. But they live over here along with some very random plushies behind them. This shelf is not the best looking shelf. It's just some Mad Balls, some other stuff, California raisins. If you were actually in the room, you would see it's barely noticeable, so I don't really bother with it. Here's my World of Springfield figures, which I pretty much have one of every figure. You're probably asking, where are the playsets? Well, in the garbage. That's where they are. I stored them in my parents' garage, and my dad threw them away. So, just the loose figures, which is fine. The playsets are awesome, and they do look really cool set up, but they just take up way too much room. So even if I had them, they wouldn't be on display. Rampage stretch figures, along with a bootleg Blanca. Blanca's one of those characters that I just like to collect, so I have a pretty big Blanca collection. The Blue Bloods. Lord Steven Regal and Bobby Eden. I think Bobby Eden's only figure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here are these old beanbag Star Wars figures that I bought at KB way back in the day. These huge, massive Ren and Stimpy figures that take up way too much room. This is cool. Vintage Chuck E. Cheese bumper sticker. Really weird Toxic Avenger figure. I think this is worth a lot of money now. I don't know. The Krang. A little model of the Lex ship from Lex. Free Willy Bendies. Vintage Annoyed. Here's my first ever Super 7 product I've ever bought. Blanca. Very fitting it would be Blanca, because I love me some Blanca. I absolutely love this special as a kid, the Year I've Had a Santa Claus, and I love having these in the collection. The Super 7, I think NECA makes these, Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Just a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. This is like a foam puppet, California Raisin. As we're going down, this is a, remember, if you're old enough, back in the day, ceramics were a big thing. This is a ceramic painted California Raisin that I picked up for like $3. A complete box of Howard the Duck cards. Here's Creepshow the Crate, along with the Ring Giants Finley. This rat, from what I understand, was used in the movie Willard by starring Crispin Glover. Oh man, you know when I'm starting to stutter is, you know, when I'm getting tired of fucking talking. So I don't know if that's true or not. It was probably more of like a background rat. A giant bendy California Raisin. There's my neighbor's house, and they get a good view of my NECA tuning terriers that are just chilling on the window. Lucky them. Am I right? So I think I just about covered everything in exhausting fashion. Let's end with my little art section here. I use art in parentheses. Howard the Duck Laserdisc framed. How many Howard the Duck Laserdiscs are framed out there? I don't know, but at least one. This is legitimately cool. Boglin's Trick or Treat bag, which came with Boggle Bones and Blobkin, framed. Wishnick's Sing-Along Party. Why do I have this framed? Why not? It's just so random. And we're starting out with something that is sentimental to me. My girlfriend gave this to me on Valentine's Day, and she said something like, one day we'll hang this in our house, and this is when I didn't really think I was ever going to be able to buy a house, and here we are. I have a house, and the prophecy has been fulfilled. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this collection tour. Maybe I'll do one again next year. Let's just do a quick little shot here. I think I pretty much got everything. Oh, wait. Let's end it with these. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Buddies, which I just picked up. Limited to 150, I want to say. They're so soft. They're so cool. Brian and Matt, a.k.a. Zack Ryder and Matt. And Kurt Hawkins. I have to stop talking because I'm just losing it. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.